You wanna know something wild? I thought the MCU would have trouble continuing after Phase 3's ending. Looking at the fantastic slate of movies and TV shows now, isn't that just crazy talk? Because there are some truly amazing projects coming up in Phase 4, and we're about to be introduced to an abundance of great new characters played by fantastic actors. So which actors should we be most excited about joining Phase 4 of the MCU?
Well, you know that though, don't you?
If only there was some type of list or something. Oh wait, here's one. Let's break this down right now. Tom Holland's Spider-Man 3 is shaping up to be a massive movie. It's going to give us our first cinematic taste of the MCU's multiverse, and it's certainly not pulling any punches when it comes to its cast. The internet nearly broke when it was announced that Alfred Molina was reprising his role as Doc Ock after playing the character in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 2. This is huge news. When Jamie Foxx's Electro was announced, there was a little excitement, but also a lot of confusion since Foxx's version of the character wasn't that well received the first time around. But Molina is a different story. To many, he's the best live-action Spider-Man villain we've seen on screen so far, and bringing him back to include him in Phase 4 of the MCU is incredibly exciting. Will he play the same character who's plucked from his timeline a little earlier on, or a different universe version of Doc Ock altogether? So many questions. When it was rumored that Christian Bale would be joining the cast of Thor: Love and Thunder as a villain, it almost seemed too good to be true, didn't it? Former Batman Christian Bale joining an MCU movie? Serious thespian Christian Bale joining a goofy Taika Waititi comedy? No way! But now it's officially confirmed. Bale is all set to play the villain Gorr the God Butcher in the sequel, promising to give the God of Thunder quite a fight. I'm gonna be fascinated to see what prosthetics Bale wears to bring Gorr to life, and if he'll even be recognizable. Though given Bale's penchant for body transformations, I wouldn't be surprised if Bale turned himself into an actual alien to really commit to the part. Florence Pugh is a star on the rise. She had a fantastic 2019 with the feel-good Fighting With My Family, the terrifying Midsummer, and the Oscar-nominated Little Women, the latter which earned her a Best Supporting Actress nom. With that sort of success, it's only natural to turn that into a role in the biggest superhero franchise in the world. Pugh is set to co-star in the upcoming Black Widow prequel, and given how things turned out for Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow in Endgame, there's a heavy speculation that Pugh's character, Yelena, will take over the mantle of Black Widow going forward, which would make her one of the main faces of the MCU in the future. And with her showing up in Hawkeye's TV series, that does seem like the most likely option. Alright, if you had asked me a year ago how excited I was for Kit Harrington to be playing Black Knight in the upcoming Eternals film, I would have been less than enthused. But I'm a changed man now. After really digging into the character of Dane Whitman and how awesome he actually can be, it got me more excited to see this guy brought to life. So here's hoping Black Knight's appearance in Eternals isn't just a one-off appearance. Although Tony Leung might not be the most well-known actor in the US, he's an incredibly big deal overseas, and him joining the MCU for the upcoming Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings promises big things for the franchise going forward. Because besides him being tremendously talented, it's his character that's got a lot of people excited. He will be portraying the Mandarin, yeah, the real Mandarin, not some washed-up boozy actor named Trevor. This is a character that fans have been wanting to see on screen since the very first MCU movie. So having him actually show up, is a dream come true for a lot of people. Now, here's hoping the character can live up to expectations. The words Owen Wilson in an MCU TV show warrants just one word.
Wow. Right?
Yeah, great, amazing.
That's something I never expected, but given the fun banter with Loki and the no-nonsense mustachioed look he's sporting in the Loki trailer, I think it's safe to say his appearance is highly anticipated. Plus, his role's about to open up a whole new side to the MCU with the Time Variance Authority, a group responsible for monitoring the timeline from threats. Threats that probably include gods of mischief stealing Tesseracts and running amok. But anyways, Owen Wilson is set to play, I kid you not, Mobius M. Mobius, is a minor character in the comics. But with an actor like Owen Wilson playing him, you know it's gonna be a fun time.
Let me ask you something. Why would a review make the point of saying someone's not a genius?
Okay, fine, I know Mahershala Ali's Blade won't be a Phase 4 movie, but rather probably Phase 5. So why include him here? Well, two reasons. For one, I still believe we're going to get a cameo appearance at one point in Phase 4 by the legendary vampire hunter that will set up his Phase 5 movie. You don't just announce Blade that early and then do nothing with him for a few years. I wouldn't be surprised if he showed up in the third Spider-Man movie because everyone else seems to be joining it. Or maybe in like the Moon Knight TV show? Sure, why not? But the other reason I wanted to bring up Ali is that he's a phenomenal actor, and he will totally shake up the MCU. I'm just so excited. What a whirlwind Tatiana Maslany fans have been through recently, right? At first, we all got super pumped when the extremely talented Emmy-winning actress was announced as She-Hulk. But then, all that was thrown into doubt when there seemed to be confusion about whether or not she was actually taking on the role. But don't worry, Maslany fans, we can rest easy. At the big Disney Investor Day sensory overload event extravaganza, Kevin Feige officially confirmed that yes, Maslany will play She-Hulk in the TV show. And if that isn't already great news, he also announced that Tim Roth will be back as Abomination and Mark Ruffalo will be back as everyone's favorite Professor Hulk. Sounds like a great time. Fine, this one I don't even have an excuse for. This is a Phase 5 movie. Kang the Conqueror is coming to Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, and he'll be played by Lovecraft Country's Jonathan Majors. This is huge news. Kang the Conqueror is such a great villain that he could easily be one of the next big overarching baddies for the entire MCU. So even though this is most definitely a Phase 5 movie, unless Scott does some more time travel, somehow makes the movie come out earlier in Phase 4, Major deserves a mention because his addition will bring big things to the franchise. Phase 4 of the MCU is all about rebuilding. It's going to introduce the next generation of heroes to take up the fight against evildoers. We have a lot of mainstay Avengers taking on more mentor roles in Phase 4, and I think one of the most exciting projects that we will see is Hawkeye's solo series. It will see Clint Barton take on a protege in Kate Bishop to take over the mantle of Hawkeye. Probably because Clint is never going to leave his family's side again after they turn to piles of dust in front of him. So the addition of Kate Bishop is great. She's a fan favorite comic character and will be played by the extremely talented Hailee Steinfeld. Steinfeld is such a likable actress that I think the show might end up being the best of Phase 4. I know, that's a bold claim, but I'm sticking to it. And this is only just scratching the surface. I tried my hardest to keep this in Phase 4, but as you can see, some Phase 5 snuck in there. I didn't even get a chance to mention Oscar Isaac's Moon Knight. Oh man, don't tell Moon Knight I forgot to talk about him. He'll be mad. Anyways, thanks for watching Screen Rant. See you next time.